Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there once again, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And this is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 349. That's right, episode 349 of the show. And how you guys doing? It is February 7th, 2023, 1:03 p.m. I feel good. I feel great. My taxes have been dropped off. They're going to be done. And my flat tire has been fixed. It looks like, I think the seal broke off and they resealed it. And that's basically what it did. A little bit of rust was in it, they said. But it cost me a Jackson. And if you don't know what that means, look up Andrew Jackson. You know, that's all you need to know. Cost me a Jackson. That's right. It cost me one Jackson. Cost me a Jackson. That's what news say. Cost me a Jackson. Anyways, what's going on, everybody? Gets to episode 349. And we're going to talk about what happened last night on Monday Night Raw, Orlando, Florida. And how did we kick off this last night, Monday Night Raw in Florida? Well, with the Grit Couple. That's right. WWE Hall of Famers Edge and Beth Phoenix kicked off Monday Night Raw to address the Orlando crowd. And then the Judgment Day, sans Rhea Ripley, because she was out promoting WrestleMania, interrupted the Grit Couple. Both teams decided to fight after Edge and Beth Phoenix had challenged Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley to a mixed tag match at Elimination Chamber. Finn Balor, and on behalf of Rhea Ripley, accepted the challenge. Then they started to fight. Street Profits got involved. You know, Angelo Dawkins got his matchup against Damian Priest, while Dominic got glam slammed by Beth Phoenix. It doesn't want to sit well with Rhea Ripley when she finds out what happened to her dom-dom. More like dum-dum. Oh, man. So, anyways, speaking of which, that led into the qualifying match between Angelo Dawkins and Damian Priest. Whoever wins that matchup goes into the Elimination Chamber. And Damian Priest did win the matchup as Austin Theory arrives at the Amway Center. First time the Amway Center has got a crowd. Last time the WWE was in the Amway Center, it was known as the Thunderdome. So he arrived in his Lambo and everything else, and with his United States title, what's he got on his mind? Well, he's got to defend that United States Heavyweight title. Meanwhile, back in the Adam Pearce's office, the Maximum Male Models, that is Marseille, Monsois, and Maxine Dupree, has decided to sign on with Monday Night Raw. And Chelsea Green interrupts Adam Pearce, demands an audience, demands a match. Adam Pearce goes, okay, I get it, you know. And then Dexter Lumis went one-on-one with Baron Corbin, and it got to the point where Baron Corbin has not been winning ever since he aligned himself with JBL. More in that situation as Dexter Lumis did beat Baron Corbin one-on-one. Byron Saxton interviewed Becky Lynch about her steel cage matchup, I should say, against Bayley, and she said, "You can bring all your friends. I got a plan or two." And I was like, "What is the plan that Becky Lynch has?" And then Brock Lesnar, that's right, the least favorite person of my good friend Jordy Scow, or probably hated, more hated than anything else, arrived in the Amway Center. How y'all doing? I sound like a redneck cowboy. I'm like, oh boy. And then he goes, I'm about to be in bed with my wife. And he said 4 or 5 hours later, I'm thinking about Bobby Lashley. Bobby who? Bobby Lashley. He said, I'm doing all this stuff, And I've been thinking about Bobby Lashley. Like 4 or 5 hours later after him dead. Oh, okay. He thinks he can go that far. Okay, Brock Lesnar, whatever. And then he calls out Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley comes out. He said, I got a contract in here. You and I should fight at Elimination Chamber. He's not going to get it. Everybody, look, my agent, everybody else, look at it. And then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar decides to pick him up, F5s him, right? He's about to leave the ring. Crowd goes, one more time. Okay. F5 on Lashley. Not going to happen. I think Lashley's going to start turning on the crowd again. So I'm like, oh, poor Lashley, man. Poor Lashley. So Johnny Gargano talks to Candice LeRae, who was nervous about her matchup. And Lumis draws her a picture, but Nikki Cross was spying in the background. He saw Nikki Cross, and he said, what are you doing, Nikki Cross? And then runs out. Then it led to the Fatal 4-Way Elimination Chamber qualifier. Natalya qualified in the matchup against the 4 competitors, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Asuka, and Nikki Cross. Natalya has joined them by virtue of her victory this past Friday night. And it is Candice LeRae versus Michin Yim, Carmella, and Piper Niven. And Carmella's first time in the ring in 7 months. And Carmella wins the matchup and joins the other 5 ladies mentioned in the number 1 contenders Raw Elimination Chamber. Raw Women's Championship Elimination Chamber match. Whoever wins that matchup will face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. A lot of people want to see with Asuka's new look. With more of a killer instinct. A little bit more on Asuka in just a moment, right? So anyways. So, JBL, as JBL was talking to Barry Corbin in the background, you see, you see MVP talking to Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. So, while that JBL is disappointed, Baron Corbin's listen, I can do better. I can be better. Nah, you're a clown and all that. JBL walks away from Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin, I think Baron Corbin, I think you should do better than JBL. Trust me. I think without JBL, I think you need to be yourself, man. So it's going to kind of be a wrestling god. And then Piper, Candice LeRae was hurting it, and then Piper Niven was upset with LeRae. He says, you get in my way again. And then Mia Yim stood up for Candice LeRae. Piper Niven goes, you're going to regret it. So there's that. Alpha Academy went in a tag match against Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. And it seems like Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin did win the matchup. MVP was in their corner. Will this be the return of the Hurt Business? They said they're just friends hanging out, like brothers hanging out for now. We will see. Captain Kelly interviews The Miz. The Miz has been running his mouth and dissing Adam Pearce. And talking to Rick Boogs. How'd you get in me before I did? Rick Boogs, right? And he starts dissing Rick Boogs. He starts dissing Adam Pearce. And Adam Pearce goes, tell me how you really feel. Adam Pearce is great. And I say what you want about Adam Pearce. People, I like Adam Pearce because the guy, and he's like, yeah, really? I'll do something about that. And he goes and turns into this evil genius. He's like, okay, I like this guy. Anyways, so I'm basically, I want a rematch. Want this? How about this next week? You and Rick Boogs will have a rematch. And Rick Boogs like, that's fine by me. So I like Rick Boogs. He's funny too. I like him. So anyways, Chelsea Green interrupts and gets, do you have anything I need? Yes, and your opponent is next. Chelsea Green, all right, was in the ring, and he said, who's the opponent? Asuka. Corey Graves referenced Chelsea Green's situation, like in the first Jurassic Park, the goat coming down, and they lowered the poor young goat, and you know exactly what's going to happen. And here comes the resident Velociraptor, Asuka. And Asuka beat the crap out of Chelsea Green, and Asuka won by submission. We saw Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Natalya, Carmella, and Nikki Cross all surrounded the ring. And then Nikki Cross was like, hi to Chelsea Green, hi. And then Green insults the ladies at ringside. And And after the Oscars win, Bianca Belair arrives and she addresses the ladies. She says, one of you guys will face me, the EST. And if you want this title at WrestleMania, you have to get by me. So Bianca Belair is looking for a challenge, and she's up for it. Then Cody Rhodes arrives at the MOA Center addressing the crowd about the Elimination Chamber, about the situation at WrestleMania where it could be hit a little bump in the road as Roman Reigns goes one-on-one with Sami Zayn for the Undisputed Universal title. And then he addresses both men and says, may the best man win. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right, Paul Heyman, right? Yeah. And it got to the point, then it got real personal. He goes, Paul Heyman says at the end, you know your father, my last conversation with your father is that he says he loved you, you're his favorite son. But he says, well, Roman Reigns was a son he always wanted, right? And he drops the microphone, right? Cody Rhodes is like, tries to steer his anger, and he grabs Paul Heyman, he goes, I know exactly what you're trying to do, and you making it personal, and you know what you did. But you're not going to pay for it. Your boy Roman Reigns is when I take his titles at WrestleMania. And walks away. So I'm like, oh boy. So that's what you get, Heyman, for interrupting Rhodes and running your mouth as usual. The final East Elimination Chamber qualifying matchup, Montez Ford and Elias. And as you know, Damian Priest did qualify earlier on. Johnny Gargano. Right now it's Austin Theory versus Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed versus Seth freaking Rollins and versus Damian Priest. The last spot was open. Montez Ford did win the matchup. Austin Theory was on commentary. Seth Rollins attacks Theory from behind. And this is your Elimination Chamber matchup. Austin Theory defending the title against Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, and Montez Ford. This is going to be an interesting situation. Bayley gets ready for a matchup against her steel cage match against Becky Lynch. Both ladies come out. Steel cage doors closed. The ladies went at it. It was a heck of a feud. And, Bayley talking trash says, don't bring my husband into this and all that. And guess what happened? That's right. Guess what happened? Damage Control tried to get involved. Io Sky's climbed. I love Io Sky. She climbs up into the cage. While that was going on, Dakota Kai lent one of her crutches to Bayley. Bayley hit Becky with the crutch. No disqualification in this situation. But of all people to help out, now Becky Lynch didn't have any friends up until now. Of all the people that helped Becky Lynch, it was none other. I gotta make sure. It was none other than WWE Hall of Famer Lita. That's right, Lita helped Becky Lynch beat Bayley. Now the shoe's on the other foot there, Miss Bayley. The shoe's on the other foot now. Man, I love Io Sky. Now I'm hoping to get a dream matchup: Lita versus Io Sky. That's my dream matchup on the women's division. And that is all the time we have on this great show. Episode 349 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. That's right. Could you believe it's February already? And I'll tell you what, I checked the weather this February. I looked at Friday's weather. The major stark contrast from last weekend, folks. This coming weekend, it's going to be warm. It's not even funny. This Friday, it's going to be 58 degrees. I'm not playing. I'm looking at white. They predicted 58 degrees. I want to see what they're saying now, folks. Let's see what can. Okay, 3. All right. Let me check. Let me check the weather here. All right. Right now is in the 30s, in low 30s. Yep, the 10th of February. Now Thursday. Now Thursday scattered showers. That would be no big deal. But check this out. Tomorrow is 51 degrees. Yeah, holy freaking Christmas! Valentine's Day, we're in the 50s. It's one of the most mild winter we ever had, except for this past weekend. I'm going to forget about past weekend. 58 degrees on Friday. Listen, this is it's 58 degrees on Friday. Friday the 10th. Would you believe that? 58 degrees on Friday. Gosh dang it. 58 degrees on Friday, man. Let me tell you. All right. So that's it. That's all the time we have on the show. On the next episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, we're going to play some High Rollers. Trebek Tuesday. Episode 22 of that. But episode 350 overall. So, until that next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.